So we can do it in two formats. We can sit down and chat, or we can let Rashi go loose. What will be your preference? Rashi? Rashi? We do a nice coffee table discussion. Coffee table discussion? Chalo. So she's ready for the bullets. So revolver is with me. So you have, can we have one hands-free mic? Yeah, take the hands-free mic. So you see, all of you are doing well in life. You are in businesses, you are at top corporate jobs, and you have something called money, which is never in surplus, but requires good management. All of us try to read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and so many self-help books. But where we actually need to spend our time thinking is what to do with our money. So Rashi is a trained professional. We will ask her a few questions about how you should spend your money and what does money can actually do. So my first question to Rashi is, so Rashi, what is your suggestion of how one should allocate money when one is on a career path?
So I think the first and the foremost, when you start thinking about building up your portfolio, the first step is, we were talking about spending, a few minutes back, how impulsive at times we are. So we start with tracking your expenses and budgeting. And we are very good with budgeting. So that's the very first step when it comes to building up your portfolio. Track your expenses. Start budgeting. You have host number of expense trackers available on Apple and Google Play Store. Download one of them. The speaker before me mentioned about having a conversation, maybe on a Friday night. I would say have a conversation, financial conversation with yourself over the weekend. And by the way, financial well-being actually is part of self-care. So maybe allocating 30 minutes once in a week to actually go through your weekly expenses, tracking them, even small expenses, you will see where the leakages are. And that would give you an idea that I'm earning, let's say, X amount, how much I am saving. Am I saving as per, whatever my earnings are, what my financial goals are? Even before thinking about investment products, because all of us, all Indians, we are fixated by returns and financial products. Even before that, we should know the why of investing. Just like we have purpose. When we get up in the morning, probably the purpose would be getting ready and go to the, our offices. Our money also needs to have a purpose while investing. Before even we decide upon which financial product to go in for, whether it's a FD or equity or real estate. So coming back to your question, what part? I think the first step would be tracking your expenses and doing the budgeting. Then only we will get to know that, okay, this is this X amount I'm able to save and these are my financial goals, whether it's short term, medium or long term. And as per that, then start investing.
See, ये जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा. We have so many self-abusers in this room who want to live this life because this life will never come back again. So Rashi, in terms of, we know every 31st July we have to file our tax returns. People pay taxes in lakhs, crores in this room. And then they realize, कुछ बच तो नहीं रहा. And where is that money? Where has that money gone? Every month we get several lakhs of salaries. Where does that money go? Where does that money vanish?
I think the first, as we were talking about spending and all, maybe a lot of times we don't even track. And we don't even know even those small expenses actually are very big chunk. Yeah, for example, last 1 month, I don't have a maid as of now, and my cook is also on leave. I found that my Zomato bill is much more than the usual because I've been ordering a lot, juggling up with my work and other things. it was difficult. So the easy way was ordering food from outside.
See, one quick check formula which I have is anything which I spend in a month. Zomato, 3,000 rupees. Rashi spends 30,000 actually. So,
No, this is way too much.
so I multiply it by 100 and say that look, if I were to pay an EMI for 100 months, that is the money which I can buy today. And sometimes it really changes the mindset. For example, if I spend 3,000 rupees on an activity every month and multiply it by 100, it becomes 3 lakhs. So I see, rather than eliminating that Starbucks for 3,000 rupees a month, maybe I can buy 2 iPhones and continue to pay the same installment, and suddenly the mindset changes. So each one of us has got certain aspirations, certain desires, but one has to balance the books. So Rashi, my question to you was that when people are starting their life journey, money is there, it is scarce, and women normally do not think too much what to do. It's coming by check, it is remaining in the bank, that's it. What else should be done to see that, is there a life beyond FDs?
There's a life beyond
Fixed
FDs.
deposits, FDs.
So just few minutes back, while sitting, I don't know, so I had to mail a portfolio to my client, and I was going through my app, looking at his portfolio. A lot of times we don't even know, because we don't do the number crunching, what kind of wealth we can create by sticking to the basics. So this client of mine, he has been investing a small amount, like 1,000 rupees, since December 2001 in the same fund. Currently he's investing 4,000 rupees a month. Can you guess what would be the current value today? Just one scheme of mutual fund.
1,000 rupees a month, 4 cappuccinos.
He has invested 8,94,000 till date, and the current value is 39,50,000. We don't look at these numbers.
Don't look at Nidhi also. See, this workshop has been created so that the little questions in your brain are being answered by Rashi. We are not doing any technical jargon right now. So think of mutual funds as a place which you could. My second question to you, Rashi, was gold, women's best friend. See, currently we thought it was financial investment only. That was the session, but now it is going to diamonds. Diamonds are forever. So gold, diamonds.
When we talk about, sorry,
Yeah, please feel free to ask any question.
gold, is it ornaments or bullion?
First of all, I am a great believer, and historically, if you look at the returns, gold is not a good investment. But even we Indians love our gold and diamonds. Even if we want to invest a certain percentage, allocate a certain percentage to the gold asset class, a gold ETF would be a better option. It's a new age product, much better than buying a gold bar or a jewelry where you need storage. There's also a risk attached, but why not buy a gold ETF, which is easily available on the stock exchange? And you can sell at any point of time. After 5 years, 10 years, you need that gold for a marriage purpose. You sell those ETF units and you can buy gold.
Then I think, again, we were talking about, so gold as an investment, so if we have bullion, like at home, it's just that, it's an easy conversion whenever required. But bonds would still take time for liquidity.
There's a specific period it has to be
Yeah.
kept for.
But even see, gold you can invest in so many ways. Bond is one part, and the bullion is other. You can buy gold coins. Again, so
See, talking about ETFs, I would like to clarify one thing. These are traded while the maturity date is XYZ in future. You can always sell that document in the market against the return which is available on
Yeah, it's
that
highly
date.
liquid, so it's
It
not
is very
that,
liquid.
when you buy it, you can't sell it immediately.
About gold, bullion or ornaments?
Bullion, of course, then. Yeah.
What should be the percentage of gold, mutual funds, and insurance policies and gold?
See, I'll rephrase this question. This question is best answered looking at the size of the portfolio. So let's assume 50 lakhs. If 50 lakhs is my portfolio size, now you ask this question. Yeah.
So I will not club insurance into as an investment product. Per se, insurance is meant for risk.
See, endowment plans I'm talking about. Term policies different.
They hardly give you returns, so it's not a good investment. It's always good to separate your insurance from investment. Insurance is meant for risk cover, so buy a pure term plan, have a good health policy. COVID has kind of shown to us that how even 10-15 lakhs is just too less. So have a good cover. Along with that, maybe build a health corpus. When it comes to the 50 lakh kind of a portfolio, do a risk profiling for yourself first. See where your risk appetite is, because all of us are unique sitting over here. My risk appetite may not match with yours or Suraj. Maybe he's a risk taker. I'm not. I'm risk averse. So I probably would be 30% equity and rest would be debt for me. For him, it might be just 100% equity. For you, it might be different. So sit with the advisor, figure out your risk. First do your risk profiling, and then see how much allocation needs to be done between debt and equity. Though of course in personal finance we have a thumb rule, age minus 100 minus your age, that should be your equity allocation, risk would be debt. Those are thumb rules.
So 100 minus age should be your
Equity.
allocation. So maybe when you started at 25, you can be risk takers. When you are 60 plus, then you are more
Yeah,
with
of course.
that.
Other way of looking at this is, younger you are, you have that time period also to create wealth for yourself. So if somebody is starting at the age of 25, you have long period, and generally it's seen, for wealth creation, short term, stock markets behave on, short term news and all, so it's highly volatile. But longer you stay, the probability of positive returns is much more. And you have seen, I shared this live case of, my client. In the last 20 odd years, we have seen market tanking. 2004, when the markets had fallen, we have seen 2008. His entire portfolio has seen so many up and down, and still, on an investment of 8 lakh plus, he's making a profit of 31 lakhs.
See, all of us aspire to buy a good home. What is your opinion on investing in housing?
For living, yes, it's a good option, not maybe as an investment.
Okay, that is very quick. Yeah, please. Yeah, please.
So of late we've been seeing a lot of people, a lot of financial analysts giving taking a home not taking a home and paying rentals and reinvesting the money that you would have spent on the home, investing it in your portfolio, actually creating a much better pathway to wealth creation than buying a home. So what's your take on that? If you can just validate, so that I know as a potential home buyer, I know whether I have to go for it or not.
It's very simple, this thing, if you're buying a home of, let's say, 1.5 crores, most probably you would have to take a loan on that.
Correct.
Now the rental yields are not very great in India. Actually makes sense to stay on rent. And build up a corpus 10-15 years down the line and buy home with down payment itself. You may not even need to take a loan at that point of time. When you are retired and you want the safety of your own home rather than staying in a rented accommodation.
So very valid answer. But when you are taking the home on rent, please keep in mind that somebody bought it and is giving it to you on rent. So,
But isn't it better to pay the EMI rather than
See again, tax considerations will play a big role because your absolutely. That is why a good tax consultant would guide you, which is the most preferred option for you. People who are in early stages of life who are paying less tax would have a different planning to people who are paying tax at the max rate. So it is something which will
It would
vary
vary from person to
from person to person.
Yeah.
But we know that we are not good at mathematics on our personal wealth. It's better for an outsider to come and analyze. See, we are short of time. I have got 2 questions from Rashi, then we can open it up for you. Number 1, Rashi, the whole world feels that all of these people have missed the bus on cryptocurrency. So, what is your opinion on these exotic instruments called cryptocurrency?
So
Has
last,
anybody invested? So, what is your opinion? Like these people are the old world.
so last year, a lot of my millennial clients did ask me that you're not recommending cryptos and bitcoins and all. My answer to them was very simple. I said, this asset class I don't understand. There are no regulations per se. So a financial product where I don't understand and no regulations, I will stay away from it. But having said that, you want that kick, you want to be part of the new age financial product, have something called mad money allocation. So allocate maybe 5% of your total portfolio for such financial products where the risk would be high, your entire principal can become zero. So have that mad money allocation for such products and enjoy and see whether the money would double.
So, mad money allocation can go to a Louis Vuitton also. So, don't think that mad money allocation, somebody like us, it also goes to an hot chocolate fudge at times. So, see, financial is a very personal decision. And talking to an outsider like Rashi, I feel it opens a lot of possibilities. So Rashi, my last question to you. What do you think of Indian stock market next 5 years? Mr. Junjunwala is no longer there. So we need someone to really guide us through.
All of us on the other side of the table, when we
And anybody who wants to give a contrary opinion is most than welcome. Vipulji, you want to come on stage?
we are very bullish on the Indian markets. I
What
think
is
next
your-
10 years are going to be very good for the markets, and it has been for the, when we talk about past 10 years, I think there's a lot of wealth that has been created. Sharing again a live example from my client base, I have a 34-year-old client who started investing with me in 2013. That was the first full-time job as a lawyer she started working with a multinational company. How many 34-year-olds can actually boast of financial liquid assets of 50 lakhs plus a 9 lakh emergency fund?
50 as in 50.
Yeah. That's the kind of wealth we have created for her in the last 8-9 years. Much better than gold.
Somewhere near to that.
Very nice.
The tax commissioner is left now. We can we can be more open. So any questions from the crowd? Please feel free to raise your hand and see, we are all vulnerable in certain issues. If you want to talk to her personally one-to-one, she is always available. But if you want to ask a question for general public welfare, please feel free. Otherwise, lunch is ready. One more talk is there? Okay. ठीक है जी. So
What's your take on these new age unicorns entering, being listed? How good of a product are they to invest in? Be it a Zomato, be it the to get listed as well as
I will rephrase this question. Investment revenue projections versus investments based on profitability projections?
I would go for profitability.
But the millennials feel कि Zomato का share तो होना चाहिए. There are so many parents who have said कि मेरे बेटे ने मरवा दिया.
There was this one very famous WhatsApp message that was rolling around that Vijay Chandra Sharma, the owner of Paytm, cried on the day of the listing, and the people who got the shares of Paytm have been crying ever since. So I think
Profitability. I mean, that's the answer. When, especially when you're looking at direct equity as investment.
So we have one more session to go. We can conclude this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So hopefully we are all a little wiser when it comes to our financial planning. Can I please have Avisha on the stage to felicitate Rashi, and please if Mr. Dhawan can also be part of this picture.